Member from Kingston and the Islands.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very pleased to rise today to speak in support of Bill 66, the Great Lakes Protection Act, introduced by our wonderful Minister of the Environment for Climate Change. And I would also like to say that I'm delighted to join the discussion today, and the member from Toronto Danforth has done a wonderful, eloquent job at speaking to this bill as well. The Great Lakes are one of Ontario's greatest assets. Oh, sorry, I am sharing my time, thank you. I will be sharing my time with the members from Etobicoke Lakeshore and Eglinton Lawrence. The region has an annual GDP of $5.2 trillion, representing the fourth largest economy in the world, and that economy includes almost 75% of Canada's manufacturing, over half of the total trade and merchandise between Canada and the United States, 80% of Ontario's power generation, and 95% of Ontario's agricultural lands depend on the Great Lakes St. Lawrence River Basin. The region holds 1/5 of all the fresh water on Earth. It provides more than 80% of Ontario's drinking water and is home to the world's most unique ecosystems. Residents and visitors alike enjoy its unparalleled beauty and its many recreational opportunities. For millennia, Indigenous peoples have called the Great Lakes home. The Wendat, Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe creation stories tell of this region being created for mutual sustenance, a spiritual landscape with great powers of regeneration. It is undeniable that the Great Lakes are a foundation for Ontario's strength and success. However, our Great Lakes are under stress. Lakes Michigan, Erie, and Ontario are all in decline, despite very credible efforts by governments, municipalities, and NGOs to mitigate the effects of human activity. The health of the Great Lakes is under threat from the increased levels of sewage and stormwater pollution, new and historic manufacturing and industrial chemicals of concern, urban growth and population pressures, rising levels of phosphorus and other nutrients that generate harmful algae blooms and cause oxygen depletion, degradation of shorelines, and, of course, invasive species. Climate change is also challenging the resilience of the Great Lakes to the problems that can arise from severe weather conditions and changes in the thaw and freeze cycle. While the health of the Great Lakes has been improved through past and current measures, the health of 3 of Ontario's 4 Great Lakes remains in decline due to these pressures. If we don't take stronger collaborative action to address the challenges faced by our Great Lakes, we can expect economic implications such as increased costs for treating drinking water, decreases in property value, especially for those on the shorelines, lost productivity from illness, increased health care costs, and revenue losses for recreation, tourism, and industries. Despite the size and importance of the Great Lakes to our economy, quality of life, and environment, there is currently no comprehensive legislation that provides clear direction and requirements to protect the Great Lakes. Our minister is well aware that we need an integrated and coordinated watershed approach to tackle the present challenges. The proposed Great Lakes Protection Act recognizes the importance of the Great Lakes to our environmental sustainability, our economic growth, and individual health and well-being. The Act recognizes that the long-term sustainability of the Great Lakes is under threat, that we must take immediate action by establishing clear protection and restoration targets that will help all partners work towards common restoration and protection outcomes, that we must develop geographically focused initiatives to better coordinate local action and address local issues. And we must work together across sectors, municipalities, and state borders to help restore protection and keep the Great Lakes healthy for generations to come. To increase collaboration, the Act will establish the Great Lakes Guardian Council, an unprecedented gathering of ministers, municipalities, and First Nations with the farming, environmental, conservation, industrial, recreation, and scientific communities. The Council will provide a forum to build and implement the strong interjurisdictional agreements necessary to keep the Great Lakes healthy for generations to come. My community of Kingston and the Islands is located within the St. Lawrence River watershed, and it's one of the many communities in Ontario that will benefit from more responsible stewardship of the Great Lakes St. Lawrence River region. Mr. Speaker, we have a responsibility to steward the Great Lakes for the continued prosperity of our communities, so it is my pleasure to lend my wholehearted support to this bill. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.